This is sort of follow-up video to the bullying video that I created about Richie Incognito and Jonathan Martin. And this video is really about teaching your kids not to be a bully. And so I'll just get right in there. So step one, or item one, don't use sarcasm. You know, sarcasm is something that people use when they don't want to be completely direct with another person. So don't use it. You should teach kids to be direct and say what they have to say without trying to mix words and create puzzles and things like that. So people have to figure out what it is that they're thinking. You know, teaching people to use sarcasm or allowing people to use sarcasm allows people to become passive aggressive. You know, you hide behind some joke or something like that instead of saying exactly how you feel. So don't use it. Obsess about other people's physical appearance and how it's better than yours. You know, that seems very simple. So if you want to teach a person to be a bully, then you teach them that they're not perfect. And again, I don't want to get into a religious thing. Well, we're not perfect, right? Nothing is perfect. And so when you obsess about how someone else is better than you, then, you know, you put yourself in a situation where you're going to feel not confident in yourself. And so you're going to look to other people and try to see the imperfections in them and bring them out so that you feel like your imperfections is less than their imperfections and therefore you're better than them. Human beings are weird. So don't do that. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Cliche. Okay. Yeah, beauty is whatever the person thinks beauty is. And that's what it is. Use violence to solve problems if you want to be a bully. If you don't want to be a bully, don't use violence to solve problems. You know, try to create win-win situations with other people. Guess that's not really something that people like to do when they want to get a competitive advantage on somebody else. But if you have a society that's based upon I must be the best, I must be perfect, then you're going to be more likely to be violent because, you know, even when you try to create a win-win situation, someone's going to try to get just a little bit more, and then that's going to result in frustration and often leads to violence. So always look for win-win situations. You know, there's got to be a way to get a win-win situation, even in a competitive market. Do not let people do what they're naturally good at. So that means that you got to do a little bit of introspection. You got to learn a little about a lot of things. But if you see your kid and they're a great artist, but yet you're forcing them to be a doctor, come on now. Let the kid be an artist. You know, let them grow up and do that because you're going to become confident because you feel in your space. I'm not saying that you can't expose them to other things like anatomy, physiology, and whatnot, you know, but if they're not gravitating toward it, let them be an artist. Whatever, you know. There's lots of ways to make money and lots of ways to become satisfied, and that could be a way for them. So, you know, if you don't let a person become good at something or do the things that they're good at, they're more likely to become frustrated. And when you become frustrated and everything, you go and look at other people and try to bring them down because you're not able to be good at something that you want to be good at. So you want to bring out ideas and thoughts about the other person and what they're not good at. See a trend here? See where I'm going with that? Do not have hobbies if you want to be a bully. Means if you don't want to be a bully, have hobbies. Because the more things that you're interested in, the more likely you'll have something to fall back on. So say I'm sitting there and I'm in an office with my kid, and my kid loves to play video games, but we don't have video games, but there are books there, and they like to read books. Well, they can read a book about something that they want to do. Or if they like to draw, they can do something related to drawing. If they like to talk, they can have a conversation. If they like to sing, then maybe they can sing. But there are a lot more options there when you have hobbies, different things that you like to do. Okay? So if you don't have hobbies, then more likely you're going to become bored, and when you become bored, it's easy to look at the imperfections that you have, and and then you look at other people's imperfections, and you want to point those out to other people because you want to feel like you have some power or you have some strength, and you want to separate yourself, and that's what's going to happen. Teach your kids to seek approval. Big one. Okay, so if you're constantly, if you're constantly thinking that I need to seek approval from someone else, then you're going to try to do things to impress them. And one of the things you can do to impress someone is by being funny. And one way to become funny is to look at other people's imperfections. And if you're looking at other people's imperfections and everything, you're seeing yourself, the imperfections within yourself. You're trying to hide those. You're trying to put out those things that you think are going to impress another person. So if you're seeking approval from another person, you're going to tend to put other people down. And that is one of the ways to be a bully. So I guess the takeaway here is that if you have things that you can do, you teach your kids, all these different things that they can do. You expose them to as much environment, ideas and processes and things like that. Reading, writing, math, singing, other hobbies, whatnot, space camp, whatever, dancing, DJing, sewing, all these different types of things. They're going to have something to fall back on. If they can find multiple things that they're good at, they're going to be confident within themselves. Hey, I can do more than just what I'm seeing in front of myself. They're going to be less likely to seek approval from other people because they think, hey, I'm good, I'm cool, I can do a lot of different things. And then even when some person tries to put them down, say, hey, well, you're not a great athlete or you're not a great dancer or anything, it's okay because I can do something else. I enjoy doing this, but I can do this as well. But if you only have one thing that you're good at, you're setting yourself up for some serious issues, especially related to bullying, because wow, I meet someone and they're better than me at this. Oh no, I'm the worst in the world because that's the only thing that I'm good at. What a sad situation to be in, right? So don't teach your children to be bullies. And hopefully that's a few methods of not teaching them how to be bullies.